In this game, you have a certain distance from where you tee, a concrete tee, a grass tee, a rubber mat, to the basket, which is a catcher. They'll set pars of 3 or 4 or 5, depending on the distance. And they always average it as towards not the bigger arm players, but as towards the average players. You have a total in the whole round, 54 on your average course of 18 holes. It's par 3 on every hole. When you're playing, you try to get your first shot as close to that basket as you can. Second shot, you want to get it in the basket. If you don't, try to get it on your third, because that's par and that's what you want to do. Anything more than that is over par, so you're adding to your game makes it very difficult. But that's where the handicap leagues come in, that all these parks run all over the place. They do a handicap league, which equals the lesser player to the pro player. It gives everybody able to compete with each other. Even if they're a beginner, they're still competing with the pros because of their handicap. So even the lesser players that just started, to the guy who's been here for 15 years, they can compete.
I play here at the Bonita Springs course. I've been playing here since 2004. And for about the last 7 years, I've also helped run the leagues here on Sundays and Wednesdays. So this is my home course, and I play here quite a bit. This course here in Bonita Springs is the first disc golf course that was put in Southwest Florida. It's been here the longest. We've had the longest running league in the area, and it's sort of the birthplace of disc golf for Southwest Florida. So it's my home course, and I enjoy talking about it and playing here. We have our leagues every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock and every Saturday morning at 9:30, so come on out and play.
I'm Dan Burrows, and this is the Bonita Springs Disc Golf Course. They needed someone to step up and volunteer, and I volunteered. Bonita Springs is a fun atmosphere with a bunch of people, and I like coming every week, and it's not that big of an obligation. I enjoy golf, regular golf and disc golf. I just enjoy the game, and it only takes about 2 hours to play a round of disc golf, and it's much less expensive than regular golf. We play rules very similar to ball golf, as we call it. We take a disc and we throw it from a tee area into a basket in a certain number of strokes. Bonita Springs, you can come here with absolutely nothing but wanting to play disc golf. You can go inside in the rec center and get a few discs and a map and a scorecard and go out and play. Pretty fun.
I've been coming out here for 2 years. I really enjoy the course, the people that come out here, great atmosphere.
Once every other month, I come down to Bonita to play the course.
Have been playing Bonita since we moved down here about 6 years ago, and I found out about it, and I've been here almost every Sunday that I can.
Here every Sunday to play leagues. Fun course, playing around the pond, good technical holes, some longer shots, good all-around course.
I come up to Bonita Springs Rec Center about 3 times a week. I live here in Bonita now, and I like this course a lot. It's a lot of fun. Come out and play.
Jenny, and Bonita Springs was my first ever home course. It's where I started playing disc golf leagues, and it's a great course. Come out and play.
I'm Jeremy. I play Bonita once or twice a month. Solid course.
I come here about between 3 to 4 times a month, usually. Well, I really like that it's technical in some cases, and then other cases you can just lob it out there and it'll be awesome. I remember on this course about 2 or 3 years ago, I got my first birdie. It was on hole 15. I was just so happy. I was happy when that happened.
The Bonita Springs course is where I first started playing leagues, when I first started playing disc golf in 2014. In 2014 is when I ended up joining the club. It was Southwest Florida Disc Golf Association back then. And I signed up with Dan at the Bonita Springs course. I went there for a Sunday league. Although it was a little interesting getting there because I knew it was at the Bonita Springs Community Park, but I drive there and I'm driving through the parking lot and I see the rec center and I'm like, okay, I see the rec center. I see there are some baskets out here. I've seen disc golf baskets, but where is everybody? And I just couldn't find anybody. I think I even left the park and drove back in and everything, drive around by the library. I couldn't find where everybody met for league. Somehow I finally figured out you're supposed to keep driving behind the rec center. And there's this secret parking lot back there, all hidden. And so then I finally found the secret parking lot. And lo and behold, found all these people there for league, and that's where hole 1 is and everything else. So it took me a good, I think 25 minutes. So that was the first league I ever played in. And everyone there was so welcoming. I had such a fun time. And you know, it was challenging for sure, especially being a new disc golfer. It's because of courses like Bonita and Estero that I learned really early on that I need to find discs that I throw really well that also float in the water, because I did not like losing my discs. I remember hole 13. That was the first time that I felt that wonderful moment when you're still a beginner disc golfer and you get that perfect snap. The disc snaps so perfectly out of your fingers and it flies so beautifully. And I remember getting a birdie on that hole, and it could have been my first birdie, I don't know, but I just remember it being hole 13 at Bonita. And so it's a great course. It'll always have a special place in my heart for that reason alone.
I guess my connection to this course is I was one of the first architects or course designers here. We put this course in 1997. Really didn't know what disc golf was at the time. Went to an ultimate tournament over at PGA in West Palm. Went to get catch the disc, got up, and I heard this ching sound, and there was this guy throwing a disc into the basket, and I thought, what in the heck is that? And when I found out it was disc golf, that was the end of it. I came home that week, started contacting people with the Parks and Rec, and next thing we know, we had a course here in Bonita Springs. Actually, there was a very nice gentleman that worked with the Parks and Rec here at the time. His name was Stan Frischman. And Stan was also very interested in putting in a disc golf course. He worked with at-risk kids a lot here in town, and he was looking for activities for them, and disc golf was one that he found, and it seemed to work with the groups as well. So somehow through the grapevine, I got his name. He was here at the Bonita Springs Rec Center. With his efforts, and a few of the guys here in town, and we'll name them later, Joe C., obviously, Larry Sturba, Russ Clouston, Patrick Meyer, we got funds together to actually buy the first 9 baskets. From there, Patrick Meyer and myself, we went out, figured out a design of the course, got the baskets, and they went in the ground within 3 months. This is always a group effort. There's never one person just putting in a disc golf course. He would spend the rest of his life just maintaining the course. So it really takes a group effort. That's why it was so important here to start a club, and that's what we did in '97. Also in Estero, to start a club there that are the stewards of the course. And it started us on our process of learning how to deal with the county as well, because you do have to have a liaison, so to speak, that can go in and talk the same language as these people and let them understand we're not just a fringe group of people that are out here trying to take over the park and hide in the woods. Disc golf is growing, and it's a very viable experience for the park. And this is one of the original Discraft baskets that we installed here back in '97. As you can see, and that's one of the things we explained to the park, very little maintenance has been done to this basket over the years. And now we're 21 years out and the basket's still here. So it's one of the most economical things they can do with a park, especially the amount of people that use this particular disc golf course throughout the week. To me, disc golf is life. I mean, I would have never thought I was going to pick up a game like this and play it for so long and be so passionate about it. But it's just an activity you can get out. You can see right now we're on the disc golf course. It's quiet. It's very tranquil out here. It's beautiful scenery. But it also, if you have that competitive edge and you know, you like to be the best you can be, this sport will offer that to you as well. You can play it on a recreational level with your kids, or you can play it on the highest level of professional competition. So to me, it was a perfect avenue coming out of an ultimate career, basketball, looking for a way to compete at the same time, but as you get older, something maybe less invasive on your body.
I learned how to play disc golf at that park in Bonita Springs right after it got put in. And was very interesting because I played it for, I don't know, maybe 11 years or 10 years. And they decided that we needed new baskets. So they got us a bunch of new baskets, and they had the old baskets sitting out by the building in the back, upside down in the corner, just getting webs all over them and dirt, and nobody cared. It was like a graveyard. It was horrible to see, you know. So we went to, at the time was, I can't remember his name, who was running that park, and we talked to him about putting in another 9 holes that went out by the street and the tennis courts and the library. And he said, oh yeah, that's a great idea. We could use the other baskets. So we went and laid it out, me and Joe Coylott. We went and laid out 9 holes on the back there. Some of the holes that we'd used during little events and everything when we were just trying to get extra plays in on the course. So ended up, we went out and marked everything, and then we went and put them in. They gave us the baskets and said, go ahead and put them in. So we put them in and started playing it. And then the manager of the park at the time ended up leaving. So then there was another girl named Nicole that had taken over, and we had to convince her to keep it there. We had some rearranging to do because of the rules that they'd set. There's easements and stuff where the electrical wiring is, so they made us move everything back in. So it made the course kind of tight for what being as wide open as it is. When you're playing it, you can see some great scores out there, but you can also see some people coming off there cussing that they had bogeyed all the way down that whole road on every hole because they couldn't keep it on the left side of the street. When I first started, it wasn't anything like this. You were lucky if you went and you seen 4 or 5 people were playing on the same day. You'd be very lucky. Be like, oh look, I haven't seen you in 5 weeks, you know, but hey, it's great, you get 5 people. You know, and it grew from that too. We've seen crowds of 20, 30, 40, and that's when you know it's grown. There's a lot of charity involved in this game. We do a Toys for Children. The community of this sport is very loving. They're very family oriented. They all care about each other no matter what their background, no matter whatever. When they're out there playing, that doesn't matter. They're friends when they're out there playing, and that's what matters. You know? So that's one of the reasons why I play this game, and I'll play it until the day I die. There's no doubt in my mind. Go play. It's a lot of fun. You can't argue with a nice day in the woods. You know, it's nothing better. You know, learn how to play it. If you don't do so well, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter, you know, as long as you're having a good time out there doing it. Go with everything, meet some new friends, and travel, you know, because these places are everywhere. Every place you go, there's disc golf. Most countries now, every state here, Florida's like a couple hundred golf courses all by itself, so you can pretty much drive anywhere and there's a golf course.
I was having some chronic back issues that were prohibiting me from doing my normal exercises and activities that I want to do. And then I got in disc golf, and it's awesome because it's a fun sport that literally anyone can play. And you don't really need much to even get started. You can just have one disc that you could buy used for $5. Go out to one of these free courses on our public property at our community parks, and you can play. And so disc golf is a wonderful sport for anyone to get involved in, and it's fun. You get to walk through the woods, have a great time, and throw some discs.
Very few sports are you going to find that where the equipment's that cheap and it doesn't cost anything to get on the playing field. So I would recommend, like I said, if you've got a family or you're looking for something different to do, come on out and play disc golf. Most of the people, if you see somebody in the course and you're not sure about something, you got a question about, you know, how to throw or maybe what's the protocol on this, most of the people are very nice people, would love to help you. So come on out and play. Disc golf, it's for you.